have such a hard on for Michigan. You playing in the Peach Bowl and you put up the score of Michigan when you played and beat them in October 33-37, which really didn't mean anything anyway because Michigan still won the Big Ten and you're playing in the Peach Bowl. Why are you so worried about Michigan? You know what score would actually have been better on that ring is 40-29. You know what that score is? Oh, that's the Purdue score the following week. You beat Michigan like you do all the time, and then what happens in the next game? You lose. Because Michigan is the only game that matters to you. This is the problem I have with Michigan State. They have such a hard on for Michigan. It's such an inferiority complex that they have. You playing in the Peach Bowl and you put up the score of Michigan when you played and beat them in October 33-37, which really didn't mean anything anyway because Michigan still won the Big Ten and you're playing in the Peach Bowl. Why are you so worried about Michigan? You know what score would actually have been better on that ring is 40-29. You know what that score is? Oh, that's the Purdue score the following week. You beat Michigan like you do all the time, and then what happens in the next game? You lose. Because Michigan is the only game that matters to you. You're so focused on the in-state that you can't get to the national scene. There's one school in the state of Michigan that focuses on the national scene. They don't always get there. That's the University of Michigan, but that's their mindset. It's national championship or bust. Then there's another school who all they care about is beating the school underneath, which is Michigan State. All they care about is beating Michigan. And that's all Michigan State fans care about is beating Michigan. This is ludicrous. When I won my Big Ten championship ring my junior year, there was a score on that ring. It was the Ohio State score, which was 35-21. That's on the ring because we beat them to win the Big Ten championship. A moral victory? First of all, why are you wearing a Peach Bowl ring? Second of all, why are you putting a moral victory on there? See, I was actually starting to give Michigan State some credit because I like what they're doing. I know Mel Tucker from my time in Cleveland. He was there as well. I like what they're doing. Hell, you beat us 2 years in a row. Like, Michigan State is doing the damn thing. I like the way in which they were going about it. I like the fact that Tucker is coming in with new eyes. He can assess the situation from different. He can add his own thing to Michigan State. He can add his own thing to what the Spartans do, what their identity is. But you got to get rid of this inferiority complex just worrying about Michigan. Don't worry about Ann Arbor and what they do. Worry about the national scene and being Michigan State. Why is the Michigan score on that ring? Did Michigan State win the Big Ten championship this year? Let me think about it. No, you didn't. So why put a game on it that doesn't matter? You got to change the mindset, Michigan State and Mel Tucker. No reason for that to be on the ring. It's already, to me, it's not a failure, but we fell short of our goal.
Right.
So if you want to inspire the Michigan State players, I would have put the Purdue score on there. I would have put the Ohio State game on it. Because you're not like you want. No. Nobody's wearing a Peach Bowl ring anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they might.
When you look at that Peach Bowl ring, if you'd have put that Ohio State score on there, 56-7, by the way, every time I looked at that ring, I'd be like, you know what? I didn't do enough push-ups today.
You put that in the weight room.
You know what? I didn't run enough gassers today. You know what? I could have got a couple extra reps when I benched today. You know what? I didn't watch enough film today. Every time when we lost to Tennessee in the Citrus Bowl my freshman year, we got waxed. 45-17. I knew we were going to get waxed. John Henderson, anyway, 45-17. They made shirts, 45-17, and the coaches didn't do it. Shantae Orr, Detroit's own, went to Denby, around the corner, east side, made shirts, and then Lloyd took them from there and got everybody's shirts, and then they put a huge one up in the weight room. Every day you walked into Schembechler Hall for the next 365 days, 45-17 is all you saw. That's what I would have did with those rings. I would have put that Ohio State score on there.
I want to ask what Jim Harbaugh put on the Big Ten championship.
Finally.
Rings. I would like to know if there's an Ohio State score on one side,
but again,
and the beatdown of Iowa on the other side.
But again, to beat Ohio State, you won the Big Ten East. You won that game, and you won the East championship because of that game. That's not just some random game in October. And I'm not saying it's a random game because I will always tell you, I hated it when Michigan said, oh, Ohio State's just another game on the schedule. It is not.
That was Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Michigan State is not just another game on the schedule. I understand that. There are those rivalries. Notre Dame is not just another game on the schedule, but I can guarantee you if Michigan beat Notre Dame on their way to a national championship, the score of the Notre Dame game would not be on that national championship ring.
That's well said. That is very well said. Shoot, that Michigan State game, my senior year, we won the Big Ten again. We played Michigan State that year, and they almost beat us. Like, everybody talks about that game. That's the triple overtime game. If we don't go to triple overtime and beat Michigan State, we don't win the Big Ten. That game was super, super pivotal.
And you don't get drafted by the Browns.
Because the owner didn't see that that's the only game.
True, exactly. So that game was extremely pivotal. We still talk about it to this day. We don't have 45 to 37 on the Big Ten ring. You know we have on it back to back. But it's just I just don't like the move.
Let me ask Braylon this. Go back to that Michigan State triple overtime game. Would you give that
I don't
win?
think I ever left it technically.
Would you give that win up to not have been drafted by the Cleveland Browns the next year?
Nah, not at all. Because to do it to them, like I'm still talking about it.
Yeah.
Like and I was able to escape Cleveland and go to a team that's green and white. Go figure.
I know, but what a tough start for you to be drafted by that team.
Very true. But that Michigan State game, like doing that against them, like you don't want to get those. You never want to give those moments.
Not
up.
at
Like,
all.
I got this. What was the player's name for Michigan State that dislocated his hip and never played again?
Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Yes, him. I guarantee you, if you ask him, he wouldn't give up that play to play football again.
Right.
Think about that.
Wow.
He wouldn't give up that. He's living in Michigan State lore for the rest of his life.
Right.
He ain't buying no drinks, no food in East Lansing. Guarantee you he wouldn't give up that play to be able to play.
That is so well put, Maz, as a response to your question.
Beautiful.
Just puts everything in perspective. No doubt about it. Guys,
And lastly, I don't want to like undersell that Michigan State game. It's in terms of it's the biggest game that Michigan State have ever had. Both undefeated, controlling their destiny, both having a chance to get to the playoffs and the national championship, and they won. No excuses. They won, played a hell of a game. K9 showed up. It was a hell of a game.
You bet it was.
They technically could have won the best game in terms of what was on the line between Michigan and Michigan State, and they won it. Congrats to you. But what I'm saying is move past that because you didn't win the Big Ten. Don't put that on the ring, on a Peach Bowl ring.